like to take this opportunity to thank each of the candidates for being here this morning. We all know and recognize their busy schedules, and we appreciate their participation in this local forum. I'd like to introduce to you each of the candidates that are with us here this morning. First of all, we have Congressman Roscoe Bartlett, Delegate Kathy Afzali, Senator David Brinkley, Robert Melendez, thank you, Peter James, and I even practiced, Peter James, Joe Kristoforski, and Brandon Ripien. Thank each of you for being here this morning. So the format for this morning, we will have 8 questions. Those 8 questions were forwarded to the candidates prior to this morning's event. And what we will do is we will pull 3 names for each of the questions. And those 3 candidates will respond with a maximum of a 90-second response to the questions. But before we do that, we will allow each of the candidates to start with a 90-second opening statement. So we will start from the end. Delegate, if you would like to begin.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I know it's early, and hopefully you've had a great breakfast and are ready to hear a lot about what should be very important to you, which is your vote and how you are the deciding factor in the District 6 race. My name is Delegate Kathy Afzali. I am a mom, a businesswoman, a Maryland State delegate, and a citizen who believes that this great nation needs a turnaround, and hopefully I can be your choice to help accomplish that. I am, first of all, I'd like to just do a little bit of bragging, if I may. My daughter, Mary Kate, is Soccer Player of the Year for Washington County. So you might have seen her in the Herald Mail. That earns a little bit of bragging rights for a mom up here today, so I had to just kind of throw that in. Anyway, I am very passionate about this race. It's very important that we pick the right person. It's going to be a very competitive race down in Montgomery County as well as here, so we do want to make sure we pick the right person. Some of my ideas: make Congress follow the same laws as everyone else. We need to be energy independent. We need to secure our border. We need to stop the over-regulation of American companies, repeal Obamacare, bring our troops home, cut the corporate taxes, and fix I-270, and I'd like to fix all of this before lunch my first day on the job. So I have a yellow card. Does that mean 30 seconds? I'm the first one, so it means stop, but thank you.
Good morning. I want to thank the Chamber and its sponsors for this event. I've had the great honor for the last nearly 20 years now of serving the constituents of the 6th District. Thank you very much for your support. In this campaign, my opponents are going to point out to you a lot of good things that I voted against and a lot of bad things that I voted for. And I have an open invitation to them. If they will come to my office in Washington, I will help them compile an even longer list of good things I voted against and bad things I voted for, because these are contained in huge bills in Washington. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of pages, and almost every one of these bills has a mixture of good and bad things. And what one does is to measure the good against the bad, and you vote for what you think is the predominance of either good or bad things in the bill from the perspective of your district and your constituents. Testimonies of the fact that I've kept my promise. If you come to my office, you will see the walls covered with awards from all those organizations that follow our votes. I've done what I promised you I would do when I went to Washington. I voted against raising taxes. I voted against regulations. I voted for smaller government. Thank you again for your long support.
Good morning.
My name is David Brinkley, and I really thank the Chamber for putting this event together to have all of us up on the panel. This has been rare, but at the same time, it's been fantastic we've had that chance. I currently serve as a senator for the 4th District in Frederick and Carroll counties. And I want you to know from the start, I voted against this redistricting plan which split Western Maryland. I was born and raised in Western Maryland. As a part of the 6th District, my business is in the 6th District. I have a financial services company. I've been doing that for over 31 years. But again, the other thing that you have at your table is you have a report card put out by an organization called Maryland Business for Responsive Government. And in essence, all of us are here looking for the job to represent you in Washington. I'm the only person, the only candidate here that has earned the John Shaw Award, which represents my career in voting for business and job-creating opportunities. So I'm asking for your support based on that. And when I say that, I mean among Democrats and Republicans. You know, we have a great opportunity here, but the challenges that we face now with this new district, between the Montgomery County portion, where that portion of the seat was created to put a Montgomery County Democrat in office, and the rest of the 6th District, where there's a clear disparity in job opportunities and everything else that you might want to have to put people back to work. I'm here to ask for that job. I'm here to ask for your support. And again, I think through our votes, we certainly have a track record to show
Thank you, Senator.
that the issue, thank you very much, that the issues are about jobs at this point in time.
Hello, good morning, everybody. My name is Robert Koblenz. Thank you, Chamber of Commerce and the sponsors for having us today. I know it's a lot of time and effort to put an event like this together, and we certainly appreciate it. Like I said, my name is Robert Koblenz. I'm a project manager / senior systems analyst for an online university. I'm a PMP certified project management professional. I'm not a career politician, nor do I want to be. I believe in term limits. I actually live here in Washington County in Williamsport, which also makes me live in the district. I got involved in politics in about 2008 during the presidential election. I was an independent at the time, and it became apparent to me and crystal clear where my principles and values laid on the political spectrum, and I became to become more involved in the process. I was a vice president of the Washington County Republican Club in 2011. I earned Republican of the Year honors for all the efforts and progress that the club was able to make. I'm currently commissioner in the Housing Authority of Washington County. I sit on the Board of Zoning Appeals, and I'm also a board member of the Tri-County Council. I'm running because I believe government has gotten too big and bloated. It needs to be cut, and I believe in individual liberty, and I think those two don't go hand in hand. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, Hagerstown. Nice to be with you today. I'm Robin Ficker, former state legislator, an attorney who's been coming to court here regularly in Hagerstown for 30 years, negotiating settlements with those tough Washington County prosecutors. I'm the only person up here who has an honorable discharge from the U.S. Army. I'm glad to see David Brinkley here today. I thought he had passed away because his literature says that he's a lifetime resident of District 6, and I know he doesn't live in District 6 now. He can't even vote for himself. I've been leading the fight against the gas tax. I was the only person up here to testify against it, even before the governor did, down in the state Senate. Handed over hundreds of emails from you residents against the gas tax, and I know if we make the Maryland gas tax twice that of Virginia, our jobs are going to move to Virginia. I'm not running for Congress. I'm running for Congress and jobs. I have a degree in engineering, 3 children, a master's in public administration, and I'm inviting all of you to come down to Capitol Hill in January, and we're going to kick off a new era for Hagerstown. Thank you, candidate.
name is Peter James. I do live in the New District in Germantown, Maryland, where I started a robotic farm based on renewable energy systems and something I call Just Money, which is an alternative currency. Thanks for the turnout. This is the best one we've had so far. You must be at least interested. But I came with a present today, and I'm sorry to say, though, this will be the only pork I'm going to be bringing you until next Christmas hand. And this is my little buddy, the Muppet, which Goldman Sachs is now calling all of us Muppets. Ask a British friend if you want to know what that means. My main focus is in line with Andrew Jackson's main focus. He ran on a second term on one issue only, and that was the end the central bank. And he did that, and he was the only president where our country had zero public debt. And if all the other candidates are going to go to Congress and create jobs, I call that nonsense. The only power Congress has is to create a sound money system, and every time throughout history where there's been prosperity for hundreds and hundreds of years, there's been a sound, just money system. And you need to go to my website. This is like, well, thanks anyway. Go to my website, Peter James 2012.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming and Chamber for putting on the event. My name is Joe Christoforski. I'm running for Congress, as everybody else up here is. I first came down to Washington County in 1986. And I came down in 1986 with Citibank, up on State Line Road to bring jobs to Washington County. And we worked with 2,000 jobs to the county in the period of 10 years that we've been there. After that, I went on to Card Establishment Services, which is an offshoot of which was sold out from Citicorp, and we brought another 800 jobs here to Washington County. And then First Data Corp was a spin-off of that. In 2006, I addressed a group in Washington County where I said, terrorism is a threat to national security, but it's not the only threat we face. One of the greatest threats we're going to face is an economic one. I talked about jobs disappearing. I talked about the devaluation of the dollar. I talked about the possibility of Standard & Poor's devaluating credit rating, which they have. 4 years later, we're in a situation where the debt is climbing and we're no better off. Fiscal accountability is my top priority, reducing the national debt, cutting spending, energy self-reliance, and addressing some of the immigration issues that we're dealing with, primarily enforcing our current immigration laws. Joe Christoforski, 35 years experience in information technology, banking, education, and finance. I've worked companies public, and I've worked companies private, public companies private. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Brandon Ripken. Thank you for having us here this morning. I see we have some students here with us. I asked them earlier if they were missing school today, and they said yes, but just a little bit. So maybe get a note or two for their tardiness, I would assume. Good morning again. My name is Brandon Ripken. I am a businessman. I am not a career politician. I am the only candidate up here with experience managing and operating a $100 billion company. I am from the private sector. I understand the real world economy. I understand domestic economics, and I understand how difficult it is out there for individuals to make a living nowadays. My campaign is focused on job creation, and it's private sector job creation. The only jobs the government creates are more government jobs, and we don't need those. We need private sector jobs. I understand the future of Washington County and all of District 6 depends on private sector investment, private sector developments, promoting savings and investments, simplifying the tax code. We have to get this economy jump-started, and it all starts by putting a businessman, not a career politician, in office. Thank you.
I'm going to move in now to the question and answer session. Again, as I stated earlier, each of the candidates were sent these 8 questions. We'll have 3 rounds of questions. Each question will